about these unhinged trolls who are attacking Meghan simply because she attempted to use a British accent. But first of all, this is the part of the podcast on Spotify. Art tips on the latest episode, The Audacity of the Activist with Jamila, Jamil, and Shorey. My family, kindly hear this part.
You're all right, babe. Hello. How are you?
Hello. Hello, my friend. How are you doing?
How's things?
Oh my God.
Good. How have you been?
Good. Here. I mean, I haven't seen you in, what, a year maybe now. We've seen each other, what, twice ever? 3 times ever?
My family, it was at the beginning of the introduction, around the 7th minute and 50 seconds, that Meghan attempted to use a British accent. Now, my family, I want to kindly just be able to repeat this for you all, for you to hear it once again.
Hello. Hello, my friend. How are you doing?
How's things?
Oh my God.
My family. Now, I want to say this about, Meghan being attacked for attempting to use a British accent. These individuals need to understand that Meghan is not a slave who can be directed what to do and what not to do. These people who are doing this, these Karens who are doing this, need to be reminded that Meghan is not a slave who can be ordered around. First of all, you pay nothing for Meghan. You don't pay her bills. You don't pay her, her mortgage. You don't pay for anything. You don't pay for security. You pay for nothing. And this is Meghan's podcast. I repeat, Archetypes with Meghan. Archetypes with Meghan. It does not read archetype with another person. It reads with Meghan. This is Meghan's content. This, I repeat, is Meghan's podcast on Spotify. And only Meghan can determine, whatever it is she wishes to talk about, whatever it is she wishes to speak about, whatever archetypes she wishes to touch on, that is Meghan's decision. Not mine, not anybody else other than Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. My family. Now, someone called, Kay Smythe, a news and commentary writer for the Daily Caller, said something, on an article that she wrote that I wanted to share with you all. My family, it reads like this. Meghan Markle attempts British accent. Limeys go crazy. Forget they lost the war. I like that title, first of all. I like the title. First of all, the British, they lost a war with America. And they need to understand one thing, that they cannot tell an American what to do or what not to do. Meghan is an American citizen. And in my belief, Americans, from what I've read in the history books, fought the war against the Brits to have their freedoms and not to have to listen to the opinions of British royals who are also entitled with this, privilege from birth. Americans fought a war not to have to listen to the opinions of the British. And the UK is single-handedly responsible for many Independence Days across the world, even in my country. And someone told me something funny, a couple of days ago, that the only reason that in Egypt the pyramids are still there is because the British realized that it was so difficult to carry them, that it was not possible for the British to carry it because they have stolen and plundered each and every single corner of this world. And no wonder countries across the world celebrate their Independence Day. Even my country, we celebrate independence from the British. They caused so much pain to us, people of color, in my country. So, my family, allow me to read you this piece because I find it quite interesting, and I like the response to these trolls be angry that Meghan simply attempted a British accent. That is Meghan's podcast. That is not Brian's podcast. It is Meghan's podcast. And only Meghan can decide what to do or what to say. Meghan is not their slaves. Is not their slave. She is not their slave. But first of all, I wanted to read you a comment from someone called, Dr. Zanye on Twitter. There is something that, important that, Dr. Zanye said. And I quote, "People going on TV and saying Meghan annoyed me while I listen to the podcast. First of all, thanks for the listen and the engagement. You will not catch me watching or listening to anything from a person I supposedly hate. So just say you're a fan and rest." And it's true. First of all, if you don't like something, don't watch, right? We all have the freedom to decide what we want to do. If you don't like something, don't watch. If you don't like it, I wouldn't watch something that I don't like. I mean, Prince William and Kate Middleton have been lecturing every single person on, mental health. That is what they've been doing. I believe they even went on a BBC radio or something to do something about mental health. You wouldn't catch me quoting them word by word unless it's about criticizing them on their hypocrisy, my family, or even playing you whatever it is that they said. Because I know they're full of so much hypocrisy. That is what Prince William and Kate Middleton are full of, hypocrisy. So my family, when I see these individuals going up there telling Meghan, how dare you attempt a British accent? How dare you, while Meghan was in the UK, close their own car door? How dare you, cradle your baby bump? Meghan is a human being. Meghan is a human being entitled to basic human rights. So my family, allow me to read you this, article in the Daily Caller, about these individuals, these trolls who have lost their minds bashing Meghan for attempting a British accent. Now, this writer called K. Smythe said this, and I quote, "My former countrymen seem to love finding any excuse to attack Meghan Markle." And indeed, that's what they've been doing for many years, attacking Meghan Markle, despite the fact that they already chased her away from the UK with bullying and racism. They still can't get over the fact that Meghan left with their handsome Prince Harry, whom they think they own. And someone said that Prince Harry would much rather be Meghan's husband than your prince, and it makes the Karens sick. When Meghan calls Harry my husband, it pisses off Karens like Meghan Kelly, who have long been accused of making racist comments, even been fired for making racist comments, are bitter. Bitter because Meghan, a biracial black woman, is happy with a prince whom they think would have looked at them somehow. That's what they think. But Prince Harry would never look at this bitter Karens like Meghan Kelly. And somehow, some of them choose to attack Meghan, to try and hurt her, to try and cause her to leave Prince Harry. If that hasn't worked all of these years, then it certainly isn't going to work right now. Despite everything Meghan has gone through, what did she say in the Cat magazine article? Because I like quoting Meghan's own words. I love Prince Harry more. I love my husband more. That is what Meghan said in the Cat magazine article. So my family, allow me to continue this kindly, because these Karens are just becoming even more and more bitter because they're seeing how happy Meghan is. Now, most recently, the article reads that they went after Meghan apparently attempted a British accent. Now, in the latest episode of our Archives podcast, Meghan had a friendly chat with British actress Jamila Jamil. At the start of the show, Meghan somewhat mimicked Jamil's accent when she said, "Hello, hello, my friend. How are you doing? How are you doing?" Now, I want to repeat that part kindly for those joining in right now. Kindly. And this is it. Now, this is it.
You're right, babe. Hello. How are you?
Hello. Hello, my friend.
And that is the part that the trolls are bitter, angry about, because Meghan attempted a British accent. When we call these trolls unhinged, I think we can all come to an agreement we mean every single word about it, because they really are unhinged. Of many things in the world to be angry about, Meghan attempting a British accent is not one of them. It isn't. It is not. Now, some losers, some trolls on Twitter absolutely get angry themselves hearing, Meghan's use of the word hello. Almost the point where the hyperbole seemed bought. I honestly wouldn't put it past the royal family to be paying Twitter farms to troll Meghan. That's how foolish the responses were. And the writer of the article, called Smythe, used a couple of examples of these trolls. Allow me to paraphrase it, that, some were calling for Meghan to keep quiet, to shut up. My family, this is Meghan's podcast. I cannot overemphasize this a lot. If you don't like something, don't look at it. If you don't, want to hear something, don't listen to it. That's just it. I don't go looking for, Kate Middleton news or Prince William news. I don't go out looking for that, because I don't like Kate Middleton. I don't like Prince William. I don't like them because of their actions, because of how they've treated Harry and Meghan, because of the fact that Prince William and Kate Middleton, were responsible for the smear campaign, as they are the biggest beneficiaries of the smear campaign against Harry and Meghan. And I criticize them for that. I don't go Googling, what they did today or yesterday. I call out hypocrisy when I see it. But my family, some individuals need to realize that Meghan is not their slave, because they think that she is. They think that as an American citizen, that Meghan should listen to their opinions. They're trolling. No, 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 and no. As I've said before, Americans fought a war with the British not to have to listen to the opinions of the British monarchy and its so-called subjects. Now, my family, the article continued by saying this, that either these trolls are being paid or they forget that while Meghan was on Suits, there wasn't a man on the archipelago or in the Commonwealth who did not list her as their biggest celebrity crush. I like that. I like that. People hated Meghan the moment she began dating Prince Harry. That part is very much important. Meghan has never been smeared by anyone until she began dating Prince Harry, where some carnival of so-called experts like Nikki Arbiter, for instance, one of them, say that, and I quote, that this is only a fling. This won't last. And then bang, Prince Harry and Meghan get engaged. So my family, there have been so many hurdles in Prince Harry and Meghan's, love story. Many, many hurdles. In a story about a love story or involving, the royal family, we can say that in this love story between Harry and Meghan, there have been so many wicked witches who have been going after, Meghan, with the attempt of ruining, their marriage, their happiness, their joy, their peace, their sanctity of mind, their mental health. But I'm glad that no matter what they've done, they have been unable to destroy or ruin Prince Harry and Meghan's reputation. Now, my family, they also have not been able to break Meghan. No matter what they've done to shut her up, to keep her quiet, to strip her of her voice, of her humanity, because the W media have dehumanized Meghan for such a long, long time. No matter what they've done, they have been unable to destroy Meghan. Because to this day, Meghan now has a voice. After being silenced for a long, long time in the farm, Meghan finally has a voice. And she uses that voice to do good. And my family, may God bless her for the work that she does, for fighting these stereotypes that hold women back, for doing what she's always wanted to do, and that is empower other women. And that is a good woman with a very, very good heart. A good woman with a good heart. So the article reads that people hated Meghan the moment she began dating Prince Harry. But before the family drama, because a pathetic number of, Karens thought that they actually had a shot with Prince Harry. I like this article. Some Karens thought that they had a shot with Prince Harry. And no wonder they were told, as I've told you before, that Piers Morgan wrote an article, Prince Harry should escape his woke hell. That is, abandon his wife and kids. At that time, they only had Archie, come back to the UK and marry a dim, in Piers Morgan's words, and I quote, a dim, white, conservative blonde chosen for him by Prince William. Not Prince Harry choosing his wife, no. Chosen for him by Prince William. So in the Karens I've been hearing that they think that there is hope because Meghan has been rejected by the farm and the institution, and Prince William and Kate Middleton and Camilla and Charles. They think that there is hope for them. I want to tell them that Prince Harry has already shown you where his loyalty lies. The ends he is willing to go to protect his wife and kids, and he's told you that himself. Prince Harry has spoken about breaking the generational suffering passed on to him, that it ends with him. He won't let his son and daughter go through the same thing. As a father, if you've gone through suffering, you make sure your children don't go through the same thing. You make sure your kids don't go through the same kind of suffering. And that's what Prince Harry has done. Prince Harry, at the height of, abuse towards his wife Meghan, when Meghan did that Tom Bradby interview, where she said that she was not okay, Prince Harry backed Meghan up by saying that, whatever she and I do together, we shall do together as one team. And to this day, they are doing just that. So if you're a Karen out there and you still think that you still have a shot at Prince Harry, please, please, snap out of it. Snap out of it. And snap out of it right now. And I like this article because a pathetic number of Karens thought they actually had a shot with Prince Harry. And they still think they have a shot. No wonder they get so angry when Meghan calls Harry my husband. You know, my family, some people just keep on showing the jealousy for every single person to see. All while Meghan continues to go to bed each and every single night with Prince Harry. My family, Harry and Meghan, are in love. And it's high time these other Karens back off of Prince Harry's wife. Now the article continued by saying this. Now they will look for any excuse to hate on Meghan. But this one went too far. Listen, for all of you Brits who've never been to America, everyone here attempts a British accent within the first 30 minutes of meeting one of us. It's like a rite of passage. And I've developed my own set of rules for people who bring up my heritage. The article reads, for example, when someone tells me they are such an Anglophile, I like to go on a rant about how I'm actually Welsh. The Welsh have lived in Wales for potentially tens, if not hundreds of thousands of years, and have either destroyed or assimilated into any culture trying to overthrow us. England has literally bowed down to every single ground invasion in its history. England also lost the war with America, and every snipe and spit at this great country comes across as a childish tantrum, including all of those aimed at Meghan. The article continues and finishes up by saying this. The article finishes with this comment saying this: you can hate me for loving America and for defending Meghan, but I don't care. I'm living in the number one country on earth. Where does England even rank? No one cares because it ain't number one. This is a good one. You can hate me for loving America and for defending Meghan, but I don't care. I'm loving the number one country on earth. Where does England even rank? No one cares because it ain't number one. And still the Karens think that Harry will be coming back to the UK. How much Harry yearns to come back to the UK. They like to say they just can't stand to know that he's happy. They can't stand to know that he's happy. And you can get the Karens. I mean, with all this bullying and abuse towards Meghan, it could break any single person. It could break any marriage. I mean, for past members of the royal family, it has. You know, like Fergie was targeted, because she was married to the spare Andrew at the time. And eventually the pressure, of being married in the royal family got to her. So my family, you can understand that some would think that by now, Harry and Meghan should have separated because the bullying, the racism, the abuse is too much for anyone. Even Fergie called out the UK press at one time, to Oprah, that the UK press are very, very much abusive. And she said that, royal life is no fairy tale. She said that. So my family, when you see that happening, some people are angry that Meghan said no to all of that. The tiaras, the smiling for the UK press while they abused her son, or refused to give a picture of her son to people calling her son the N-word. Some have said, why not just one photo? Is it too much? Meghan responded by saying that, how can I give a photo of my son to people who call him the N-word? You tell me how that makes sense and I'll play the game. Meghan said that in an article for the Cut, magazine interview. So my family, no matter what Meghan has endured, she has made it clear that Harry and she love each other. They choose each other. And they'll continue to choose each other. Each and every single day, Meghan will sleep by Prince Harry's side. And Prince Harry will sleep by Meghan's side. No amount of smear campaign has been able to break them. And perhaps that's why Karens are like, why hasn't it worked? Why hasn't it worked? It hasn't worked because Prince Harry and Meghan, that is true love. True love. And they have chosen love. Not a life of misery, a life of peace, happiness, and protecting their mental health. Harry himself said that in an interview with James Corden, that one of the reasons why they left the UK was to protect their mental health because it was so toxic back in the UK. So why would they think that Harry would come back to that toxicity? They still think that Harry is their spare whom they can humiliate, and that's why they continue to do it. Harry left 2 years ago, and we are approaching the 3rd year of Harry leaving, and still they keep on whining and abusing his wife. They keep on whining and abusing Prince Harry, hoping that Harry comes back. When you flee a toxic environment, you never ever return to that toxic environment. You keep your distance. And that's why when Harry and Meghan were given a chance to come back after the 1-year review period, actually it was only Harry they wanted back. As one Carnival of so-called expert called Christopher Wilson said that at the beginning it was hoped that only Harry would return. Because how could Meghan return after the bullying, the racism, the abuse towards her while pregnant, throughout her pregnancy? How? They wondered. So they thought that perhaps Harry would come back. And even still now, they still think that by going after his wife, maybe Harry would come back. They need to snap out of it once and for all. Harry has already told them he is not coming back. They are not coming back. And if they do come back, it is for their charities only. My family, now someone, said this about this article. When the hate is even too much for right-wingers, you have a problem. Someone called Jay Callas said that. Someone said, let them be mad about it. Someone said that. My family, it's clear that people can see the unhinged hate that Meghan gets, and they're fighting back because it's an unhinged level of hate. And no matter what they've done with this hate, it still hasn't been able to accomplish the goal they've always wanted, that is to split Harry from Meghan. It still hasn't worked. And it won't work. And someone needs to keep telling them that because they just don't get it. My family, what do you think about the article that I just read you, written by K. Smythe? I want to hear your opinion. And kindly with that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our Evergreen family on YouTube. The hate of the Karens will never be able to separate Harry from Meghan. It hasn't done that for many years, and it won't do that now. Your attempt also, the attempt of the trolls and the Karens to silence Meghan, it hasn't worked for years, and it won't work now. Especially not now. My family, Meghan is a free woman. Meghan is free. Free to do as she pleases and say what she wants to say. And may God bless Harry and Meghan's hearts and their kids Archie and Libetana. And with that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our ever-growing family on YouTube. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.